Hey again, how you doing? Okay, so we're going to look at something a little bit different today. I've alluded to this before, we have different kind of layers in defence, and it's important then to look at specifics to this. And so I was going to look at attacks to angle 3, okay? So and how to defend it. So angle 3, if we look at the Serrada way of delivering it, would be something like this. Or a lot of systems would go like 1, 2, 3. Rapid East that I teach goes 1, 2, 3. Okay? If you're fighting somebody empty handed, they throw you a kick. There's angle 3. Even up to the body, this sort of thing is at angle 3. Okay? So the way it comes to me, if it's attacking me, it's going to hit me in this region here. Somewhere between the top of your pelvis here, it's called your iliac crest. So there's my iliac crest, my hip joint is there, that region between my stick and my hand now. That's where they go into. Another thing it's worth saying, if you're a karate guy and you punch or pull your hands back, that sits just on top of a Wing Chun guys put a little bit higher. But this is the target area for angle 3. So if you're fighting someone who's sort of here, look, this elbow, yeah, this fist, the boxing, let's see this close. The boxing, this elbow is a good target for angle 3. Okay? So, angle 3 gets delivered to there. How do you defend it? Now, it would seem reasonable to block it like this. The only problem is, you see, once again, there's my iliac crest, there's my hand, it's on the same line. So if the target is to hit there, and it's difficult initially to tell, where am I going to strike with this? You know, obviously I can go for sort of this downward shot here, but maybe I'm going to do that. And if I block it there as a reflex, it's straight onto my fist. Yeah, so it's going to break my hand or give my hand a lot of damage, which I can't really, which I don't want. Okay, so given that I'm not going to block this stick up, so I'm not doing, it's angle 1, which is there, which arrives to me like this. There, inside block. Okay. Some people do it like this, but I don't like that so much. I want them together. Okay, stick goes to stick, hand to hand. Okay, but if I lower this, it's putting both my hands right on the firing line. Okay, so let's not do that. So what else do I have? Well, the obvious thing then is what we call cross block, which is this one. Okay, so I'm going to use the line between me and the camera. If I'm standing on this line, not here, and I'm like this, I'm not going to do cross block. Reason being, that comes in and I've got to kind of do that. It's too slow. I have to do something else. However, imagine I've just hit there, and now it comes back. So I hit the person on his knee, and his immediate counter is going to hit at me. There's my cross block. And so this hand needs to do an action which in karate we'd call Gidan-Barai, like that, a low block, low sweeping block, yeah? So, like that. And ideally I want to move into it slightly. Reason being, if I look at the path of the attack, it's not moving here, and it's not moving here. So ultimately, it's accelerating to its target zone, which is there, where the hand of the attacker is in the middle, and then it starts to slow down until it stops. So if I meet it where it's full on, that's the hardest, most powerful part of the strike to block. If I can block it there, it hasn't quite got full power yet. Okay, so my defence should be, if I'm here, my stick is down, because remember I'm not doing it if my stick is up. To do something else. We'll come to that in a minute. My stick is down, I'm going to go there, and I'm moving in and a little bit that way. There. So this hand blocks the hand, this blocks the stick, okay? And then I'm immediately free to counter over. So the defence is going to look something like this. What comes next doesn't matter, so long as I'm training to do the right thing. So what I'm doing, here's the line between me and the camera. I step off that line into the attack and then counter. okay? And clearly from here, it's easier for me to counter over quickly than if I were to go kind of under, because I've got to take my hand away to clear the line. So I just go straight to my opponent's head, or to his neck, or to his eye, or to his shoulder, or to his elbow. Because it could be just there, pull it short, straight across his hand. Okay, so that's the first one. My stick is down for whatever reason. Maybe I'm just standing here and I have a stick. You know, I'm going to take the dog for a walk. I'm standing with a stick when somebody goes for me. Right, step into it and block, then counter over like that. Okay, but what if multiple opponent scenario maybe? Or what if I haven't got my weapon? My weapon is, you know, in a tree. There we go. It's on a shelf and I'm reaching for there and he already goes for me with angle. So I haven't got a weapon. I can't block like that. I can't block like that because it's not even there yet. Okay, so my stick's out. How can I defend the angle 3? Okay, and I think if you see styles of Kung Fu, they have stuff which is clearly secret. They have like iron shirt methods, Neigong, this kind of stuff, which is taught to a very small number of students. These are like their disciples, okay, lineage holders, these kind of people, and they get it and they're not allowed to teach to anyone else until the master dies and he appoints a new master to follow him. Okay, Eskrima, as far as I know, does not have this stuff. What we do have is things that are hidden in plain sight though. And so whenever you see people doing Eskrima, or even you say, what's Eskrima? Oh, it's Filipino stick fighting. Okay, so look at this. Clearly the first bit of the defense I just spoke about was the hand being like a Gidam Barai. There. Gidam Barai, by the way, if I go back, because if anyone doesn't know, if you were doing karate and you're standing kind of like this, and you want to block low, you would go like there. That block in karate, or retreating like that, is called Gidam Barai. Okay? But when I spoke about this defense a minute ago, it's cross block to angle 3. That's the first bit I mentioned. And I said, oh, on the stick of block stick. Because ultimately, what's driving the stick is my hand. So if I block that there, that's it. There. Okay. Next bit. So my stick, for whatever reason, I've fought him, now I see this coming. What can I do? Okay, clearly I could bring this across, but there's a danger then that he's going to get done. Or I have to duck low to take it off the firing line. And it's a lot of things to process all at once. So what I'm saying is you need to train to do it the right way all the time. So that when it happens, if you just do it, you don't go like that by mistake, because you don't want to do that. You want to do that or that. Okay, so this next one is is a parry, a pass with my hand. Okay, and the important thing about this is the footwork. And I'm going to go right over here so you can see. Look at my feet. When I start doing it, this foot, my left foot, lifts up and just goes back a tiny way. I'll do it this way, you see it better. So start here, go to there, and then I put my heel down and step back. Okay, so you can see straight away, by doing that, I've now gone like half of my foot length backwards. So, but by doing this, look at my pelvis, it starts to pull it all backwards and I do this. So, what I'm going to do is this hand is here, and look, it's the same place as if I were here or here, defending. See? So, I think it's going high, but it doesn't, it goes low. I can just do that. And then, counter to his hand, I know where it is, because I just put it there. So I'm like this, or I'm like this, doesn't matter. He comes in, and my hand goes in a U shape like that. And I always think this is like serving a tennis ball, which is something like that. Okay? You throw it up, and then you hit it. With this, I put it here, and then I hit it. So the solo practice here. Firstly, the footwork. I'll move back again so you can see. Right, practice that movement. Just the feet. Half a foot. The reason being, if I step back like this, often the tip will catch my leg or my hip. Okay? But if I do that extra little bit on the start, it doesn't. The other reason is, if I step back 1, 2, often that will leave me too far out, so I now miss my opponent. And so, you do this, just jogging into position, like this, and then this, because it puts me out of his range, and it puts me out of range of his initial attack, and leaves me where I can still counter to it. So you need to practice this. Here, 1, 2, 3. Initial footwork, parry, strike. Obviously, beyond the strike, you can do whatever you want. You know, done loads of this sort of stuff recently on these videos. So again, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Solo training for the previous one is from here. Okay. There. 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 These are not the only defences we use, but the rest of them are based off these two. Obviously, if I can parry this, I can do things like this and get ready to, I'll come back with that and take it that way. But I have to be able to do this bit first. Footwork. And something that used to irritate me, I suppose. I don't know if irritate's the right word, but I used to read martial arts magazines when I was younger. Can't get them anymore. And there'd be articles which would say, where somebody would say, oh, the most important thing to work is their footwork. Great. And then you'd look at the photographs, the sequences that were with the article, and the person would stand still and do whatever they were doing. Now I guess a lot of that is just the sort of practicalities of putting things into a magazine, having sort of 4, 6, whatever photographs in a sequence without having to chase people around. But at the same time, the footwork is the important bit, okay? You need to spend time doing it. It's like, because if I'm not in the right place, I can't do my techniques ultimately. If he's too far away, I can't hit him. And if I'm kind of off, if I'm too close when I'm defending, he'll hit me. Or I'm going to stand here and take a full power shot and my defence will collapse when I really should have gone like that, okay, to take some of the sting out of the tail before I blocked it. Okay? I hope that makes sense. If not, please get in touch and let me know. You can put a comment, or you can go to Facebook and look at Tribal Fighting Arts Group, join there, send me a join request, I'll put you straight in, and let me know. If you do like the video, please like it, please share it. If not, send me a message and I'll see what I can do about that. Okay? Hope you enjoy your training. Have a good weekend. I'll see you tomorrow.